What's up, Mid-Michigan? Thank you so much for joining me at the digital desk. I'm your anchor, Kyle Macon. Guys, we made it. It's Friday. We're almost out the door for the weekend. And the bad news is today we are looking at some possible storms. But according to our weather team here at Mid-Michigan now, they're saying that it's not going to be as bad as it was on Tuesday, hopefully. But of course, we're at the digital desk. So I got some pretty big stories coming out of Mid-Michigan that we're going to take a look at. Like I said, some severe storms, dismissal of a lawsuit, and then, of course, ending it off on a good note, like I always do, because it's close to the weekend, so I want to leave you guys off on a good note. So let's get right into it and take a look at the big stories coming out of Mid-Michigan. All righty. So starting off today with an investigation coming out of Saginaw. Now, the state police are saying they are investigating a supposed crash, and they're now saying ruling it as a suspicious death. According to the Michigan State Police, they blocked off roads in Saginaw on Thursday for an investigation into what like I said, the law enforcement is calling a suspicious death. Officers blocked off the area of Wadsworth Road and 5th Avenue for a short time on Thursday. That is near the I-675 overpass on Fitzhugh or along Fitzhugh. Police say the gunshots were reported in that area right before a vehicle struck a 33-year-old pedestrian. The man who was hit by the vehicle was pronounced dead on the scene, and police do not have any suspects in custody. Now, obviously, if you guys are out from the Saginaw area, they are asking if you have any information to call the Saginaw Police Department. And like I said, it's currently listed as a suspicious death, and I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about it as the day's going on. But of course, we'll bring it to you guys as soon as we know. So if you guys do live in this area, and have cameras in this area, I know it's along an expressway, so maybe not so many people live around here. But if you do have anything, make sure to check those cameras. But moving over, like I said, it is the weekend, but it looks like today will be the chance for rain, but it looks like for the rest of the weekend will be pretty much good. So this is coming from Erica Striever, our weather specialist here at Mid-Michigan now. He's saying that, like I said, it's not going to be, he doesn't believe it's going to be as severe as it was on Tuesday. But pretty much what he said is that if the temperatures stay down and we have a lot of clouds and doesn't allow the environment to heat up too much, he believes the severe threat will go down. But if we reach up into the 80-degree mark, he thinks those severe threats, storms, will be pretty much staying at where it's at. Now, they are saying that it's going to be coming in, like I said, if we're able to get into the 80s, the risk would remain elevated. But what they're saying is that if we do get a storm, he forecasts that it's still going to develop around 2 p.m., but be out of Mid-Michigan by 10 p.m. He's also saying because of the way this kind of works today, it's only going to be hitting the eastern part of our cities. Unfortunately, for people living in this area right here, it seems like we're going to get some severe storms. But they are saying that there is, obviously possibilities of large hail and tornadoes. But the biggest risk is damaging winds. But flooding is not expected in this storm, thankfully, because obviously I know we got a lot of rain recently. But like I said, the timing 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And pretty much those high winds. So if you guys are outside, you're at home, make sure to get those umbrellas maybe inside. And yeah, so like this is what this was yesterday, so it could obviously change, but this is what they're thinking around 5 p.m. Today is going to look like. So obviously make sure to get those umbrellas in, and anything that's going to fly around the house, make sure to pull those inside, because that's never fun chasing that down in some pretty crazy weather. But this is a story, and I got to give a shout out to Courtney Bennett, our senior reporter here. She did an absolute great job covering the Midland Dam failure, but also continuing with the story. Now, this is what we found out is that the state wants to put an end to a lawsuit filed on behalf of residents who are impacted by the 2020 Midland Dam failures. The state filed a motion in court, claims seeking to drop the lawsuit against them. The state claims they didn't cause the dams to fail and they didn't control them. Now, just a heads up, the dams in Midland are privately owned, which is another mess in itself. But the Attorney General's office is now asking the judge to dismiss this lawsuit. But now when it comes to the people, or the attorney representing several of the people who lost their property in the flood, He says the state wanting to throw out the lawsuit is devastating to these people. Now, obviously, we have much more on this story, and Courtney's Bennett story is leaked right here in the law or in the website at midmichigannow.com. But I guess I want to know what you guys think. I mean, obviously, this was a huge thing that happened to Midland, and some people lost their houses, and now it looks like this possibly the money they're trying to get back from those damages could possibly go away because of this. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this, and if the judge does grant that dismissal. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys think of that. I mean, what do you think of the lawsuit in general? I mean, I obviously can't put an opinion out there, but I want to know what you guys think, obviously, in the comments about that. And then, of course, I've had 3 stories where it's severe weather, a death, and a lawsuit. So I'm moving over to something that I actually covered yesterday. And it's actually going to impact the community on Flint's north side. So a church on the north side called Good Church hosted a ribbon cutting for their low-cost laundromat on the Flint's north side. This idea, though, was started 4 years ago. And so when I was talking to the lead pastor, Leo Robinson II, he pretty much told me that why they got this idea was there was no laundromat within a 4-mile radius of their church. And so they created Good Laundry. But the other concerning thing about not having a laundromat nearby was that he also said 80% of his neighbors on the north side are reliant on public transportation. So this little laundromat that has 17 machines will pretty much allow anyone in that 4-mile radius to walk and not spend the whole day getting their laundry done. It's an unfortunate thing that a lot of people on the north side and in around our mid-Michigan areas don't have washers and dryers in their house. But it actually is pretty cool because they were just listening to the feedback and they're thinking to themselves they thought they were just going to go to Home Depot, get a few washers and dryers, but it actually just kept growing and growing and growing to 17 machines. And what they thought was a $20,000 project turned into a $500,000 project. And it's all about giving back to the community. And that's what the lead pastor says. They want to make it a hub. So not only can you get your clothes cleaned, they'll also have some counseling. They'll let you use the Wi-Fi. They'll assist you in getting help from other local organizations they're teamed up with. But yeah, and then in the future, they're looking to bring this program to other churches and other nonprofits in the state. But yeah, if you guys want to see my story, it's right here on Mid-Michigan Now. The washers and dryers are beautiful. They did a great job. I was talking to actually the construction guys that did the work, and they were telling me that, it's a building that was built a long time ago. I don't remember the exact year, but, wiring's not the same anymore. Water, they had to put a water access line. They had to dig up some concrete to get those water access lines in there. I mean, they did a ton of work just to put in 17 machines. So if you guys are on the north side and you guys are needing laundry services, thankfully, Good Church has got your back with Good Laundry, and you can find their link to their website to find much more about them and, obviously the location of the Good Church right on our website. But of course, it's Friday, so I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys are almost done with your day. You get to go outside and have some fun. But yeah, of course, there hasn't been any pretty crazy stuff so far today, but if there is, I'll jump on here and give you guys a heads up about it. But I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe if you're going up north. And just remember, if you're in the eastern side, around the Flint area, watch out for some of those severe storms. Get the stuff inside so you're not chasing it down in the storm like a crazy person. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you when I see you.